I've been learning Blender for 1 year now, and on my way till today I learned a lot. I made a lot of different artworks, but today I want to show you how I challenged myself once again and how I created the artwork I'm probably most proud of. If you like that kind of content, hit the subscribe button to support the channel. There's one game that inspired every 3D artist around the globe. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. Right. I'm talking about The Last of Us. To be complete honest, I never finished the game, but before you start insulting me in the comments how I can be such a stupid, dumb, unworthy human being, let me tell you, I really loved the game.
Oh my god.
The gameplay, the story and especially the damn great graphics make this game to probably one of the best ever made. And playing that game inspired me so damn much for my 3D artist career that I decided to build an The Last of Us like render animation kind of thing. So sit back and watch me learning Blender. It always starts with a cube. So what I did was adding a cube. Who could have thought this? So I scaled the cube how I wanted the room to look like and added a few loop cuts to cut out the window. Then I noticed that the room was just way too small and I scaled it again. Then I extruded the window frame and beveled the edges, which didn't look good on the first try. But after some trying I was quite happy with the result. Oh, and I had to clean up the topology a bit to decimate any shading issues. In this stupid belief I could need moving windows which are able to open and close, I spent some time to separate the windows from the wall and the two sides from each other and moved the origin to a place which made sense. Because I was still working with a plane shape, I had to fill the back sides of the windows with faces. What I did. Took some precious time, but I will not lie, it's always important to have clean topology, or at least something similar. Then I had to fill the gap between the two window sides for, I don't know, realism or something like that. And now, hell yeah, the textures.
No.
I kinda struggled with this part. So for the planes I did the classic. Means transmission all up and roughness almost completely down, and then I tried to add some imperfections. I did it by using mixed shader nodes and mixed different roughness values together. But after I finished this render, I did some further research and I noticed that I did it all wrong. Because there's a much better way. The short form, use some mixed color nodes to build only one simple shader. As I said, I really struggled with the glass imperfections, but finally I somehow found a solution I was happy with and moved on to the window frames. For that, I'm using the Blender Kit add-on, I will put a link in the description, to add a wooden texture to it. And I scaled it the way it looked good. At least I thought it looked good. But to be honest, in retrospective, I noticed that it looks kinda ugly, doesn't it?
God.
Well, but I tell you a secret. You won't be able to see any of the wood in the final render, so screw this. Oh, and I tried to add some moss to the frame by mixing a moss texture with the wood, but it looked shit. And well, I moved on. Gave the floor some wood planks, which actually looked good, thanks to Blender Kit. I love you, Blender Kit. And then I started cutting some parts of the window out to create this kind of feeling of a post-apocalyptic broken window kind of thing. I don't know, to be honest. And who would have thought this? You are not able to see any of that in the final render. Why? I would say it is because the window doesn't have any thickness to it, but it could also be based on the window materials, means the roughness value I put down a bit too far probably. And then I started searching for a good camera angle. At this point I took a first look at my reference image, the starting screen of The Last of Us, and I noticed the windowsill, and I added one myself. The texturing for that was quite easy. I used a light wood plank texture from, again, Blender Kit and scaled and moved the UVs the way I wanted. No problems with that. And from now on, my most loved part of production starts. Means when the scene already got its direction and now I can let my creativity take control over my mind and my body. So I made a few changes in the window scale, and most important, I extruded the walls, so the window disappears a bit more into the surrounding walls. Added a lot to the realism. And why did I do this? Exactly, because I used my one reference image. Oh, and here I switched between the different camera settings. In the end I chose the panoramic camera. And let's go start with lighting. I wanted to try the sky texture because I never really used it before, so I did. That are my final settings you see here. I just tried different ones and chose the one that fit the scene the best. Now I had to find a solution for the plants outside the window, and because modeling and texturing plants would have cost way too much time, I just imported a houseplant model from Blender Kit and removed the pot, so I only had the raw plants, and then I only had to scatter the plants around the window to get that look. And because it is so much fun, I imported some more models to give the scene some more story. And before I moved on to the character I had in mind, I added an image as planes image of a city and made it glow. And with that, I finished my environment. Because I outsourced not enough till now and I suck as hell in sculpting, I downloaded a completely new and different program. The Character Creator version 4. I really did just try different stuff in there and then I exported completely wrong so that something like this happened. I mean, that's not looking that good to be honest. So I started again and this time I exported the right way and got this beautiful character and this stunning animation. I mean, look at her beautiful hair. With that, my final focus point of the scene was completed. The last thing I did was model some curtains, and because I'm lazy, I asked the guru himself and did the curtain cloth simulation tutorial. Worked quite well, I think. And the last and final step was rendering this whole mess for around 15 hours. After some post-processing in DaVinci Resolve, I got this final result. So, in general, I'm quite happy with the final result. But as you could notice, there's much room for improvement, or how this polite Discord user said,
"You've really captured the vibe of a film student's shitty sci-fi film project that will inevitably have a character falling in love with like an alien or something."
First of all, there's the lighting. I see that for example a rim light on the character would look great. But to be honest, I couldn't figure out it for this specific scene. Also, some light rays could look pretty good. I also tried them but didn't get them right. On the other hand, there's the background which looks kinda nice, I find, but in the same way kinda fake. So I don't know, to be honest, how I could improve this. If you want to fix this render and show me your result, I put a link in the description with the blend file and you can send me your renders on Instagram. There's also a link in the description. So put your feedback in the comments or write me a DM. I appreciate really every feedback I get to grow as an artist. So in the end, there can be said, I suck at doing art. So you're not alone feeling that way. But if you hear that, I promise you it will get better. And in the end, it pays out. So start taking your journey seriously today. Bye.